Hi, this is Peter from Posa Labs, and in this video I'm going to show you the dApp that I've built for this month's edition of the Superfluid hackathon. Let's get right into it. So the dApp that I've built is called Supersplitter, and in order to understand what it does, I think it's best to tell you about my inspiration, which was the super example provided by the Superfluid in their super examples repository. So the super example they provided is called Flow Splitter, and my dApp is an extension of that. So this basic flow splitter, what it does is it accumulates flows from um, multiple incoming flows are accumulated here, and then it distributes them according to the logic here to two receivers. So immediately when I saw this, I thought, okay, this is great, but why not extend this and why not make it possible to send it to multiple receivers, in fact, to how many receivers you want. And that's in fact what Supersplitter does, is it takes one or multiple flows and it splits them among many receivers. So basically, this diagram becomes something like this, where you have a flow that's going into a super splitter, and then it's split among three others. Right, so let me show you how it works step by step. So first up, you can just click this Create Splitter button and put some addresses here, and then you define the number of units. And this is very similar to how an IDA works. If you're familiar with instant distribution agreement, you define the number of units each receiver is going to have, and then depending on those units, that translates to the proportion of the flow that they're going to get. So let's just add one more guy for some good measure, and then let's create a splitter. So as you can see, I have two of them here already. So let me just add this other one so that you can see the whole flow. Hit confirm and wait for the transaction to go through. So this dApp is oh, that was fast. So this dApp is deployed on the Superfast, as you can see, on the Superfast mainnet of Cello. And also I'm going to show you in a sec that it's also deployed on Mumbai if you want to play around there. Right, and the super token that is configured here is the good dollar, or the G dollar as its symbol here, and you can get them from the goodapp.org. Right. So now that we've created our splitter, let's just see that it's all still here, and yes, that's correct. Let's create some stream into that splitter and also activate that. Wait for the transaction to come through. And once it does, you can see that the outgoing flow here updated. And also when you click on the edit button again, you can see how many tokens per month are being streamed into each one of those receivers. So now, just for good measure, let's add another receiver here. And you can see that when I edit the units of this receiver here, it also automatically adjusts the flow that results from this. So for example, let's give him 4 units, hit edit splitter, and this didn't work. This is because of how Superfluid works internally. So in order to adjust existing streams, um, it sort of needs a little bit of dust on the contract itself. And this is why I showed you this, so that if you want to change the proportions on an existing stream, you could do that by first maybe pausing the stream and then changing the units or adding a new receiver. But if you don't want to pause or delete your stream, you can always just send a little bit of dust to that super splitter or to any super app actually that deals with the with changing flows, changing existing flows. And usually I just send 0.1. Right, so you can see that this is the address of this super app, of this super splitter. So now I'm just gonna click next, and this is the reason that our transaction failed before. Right, and this is actually why I wanted to show you this. Right, so once this transaction goes through, we should be able to add new receivers and also to change the number of units on the existing receivers, because that also changes the stream proportions, the proportions of an existing stream. So this isn't a problem if you don't have an ongoing stream. Right, so let's come back here, do that again, hit edit splitter, and now it should work just fine. Actually, maybe you don't even need to send 0.1, maybe even less is enough. I think it should be. It's just, you know, whatever you want to play around with. Right, so now our transaction went through, and as you can see, when I click on that edit button again, we have all of those units and flows updated accordingly. One other thing I'm also able to do is I can delete a receiver altogether by setting their units to 0. So let me go ahead and do that. And so if you only wanted to do this, you wouldn't need to send any dust to that splitter address, because it doesn't actually increase the rate of outgoing flows in the first place. I mean, actually it does, but first it deletes this existing one, so then the other ones have enough to adjust themselves, so to speak, right? So that's basically how it works. This demo I've showed you, due to some bugs that I've just fixed, is on localhost, but by the time you watch this video, you can go to sf.puzzlelabs.xyz/supersplitter, and you can do all of that here as well. Right, so I think one final thing I want to show you is that if you want to play around with this some more, you can also do that on the Mumbai testnet. And here, actually, the deployed super token is the DAI or fake DAI super token. And as you see, I've tested also with 5 and even with more subscribers, right? The code is available in the description. This is the repository for smart contracts, and this is the, not this one, and this is the repository for the front-end part. Okay, this has been my dApp for the July Superfluid hackathon. Thank you very much for watching.